Filipinos spend more time online than almost anyone else, but the daily experience often looks like this: millions of commuters waiting for a ride, staring at buffering icons and dropped connections. This digital bottleneck is the result of a legal decision made in 1987. The Philippine Constitution classified telecommunications as a public utility, placing internet providers in the same regulatory category as water and power companies. Under that classification, any firm operating the network had to be at least 60% Filipino-owned. Foreign investment in the nation's physical infrastructure was capped at a maximum of 40%. This cap discouraged large-scale international capital, limiting the market to a small group of local players. Without outside competition, the country lacked the massive infrastructural investment needed to keep pace with accelerating global speeds. The first major shift arrived with an amendment to the Public Service Act. By reclassifying telecommunications as critical infrastructure rather than a public utility, the government bypassed the old constitutional limits. This move authorized foreign nationals to own up to a full 100% of a company providing telecommunication services, provided their home country offers the same right to Filipinos. Then, in August 2025, the Konektadong Pinoy Act lapsed into law. This new legislation targeted a different hurdle. It eliminated the requirement for data transmission companies to secure a specific franchise from Congress just to install or operate their networks. By removing these administrative and ownership barriers, the government cleared the way for a sudden influx of international investment. But these new players aren't interested in a retail battle for mobile subscribers. Instead, they are targeting the deep, invisible layers of the network that the local telecom giants rely on. Global tech firms are avoiding the high costs of selling prepaid SIM cards and managing millions of individual consumer accounts. They are focusing instead on the B2B middle mile, the high-capacity infrastructure that carries data between cities and across islands. At the physical layer, the Japanese firm IPS Inc. and its local subsidiary Infinivan are investing heavily in the Philippine domestic submarine cable network. This project involves laying high-speed underwater fiber optic cables to link isolated regions of the archipelago, creating a new backbone that bypasses traditional land-based routes. By owning the deep-sea cables, these international partnerships gain control over the capacity and cost of the internet from the bottom up before it ever reaches a local cell tower. Moving up the stack, Rakuten Symphony and now Telecom are using the new regulations to change how networks are built. They are taking advantage of a new registration tier for data providers to deploy infrastructure rapidly. They are using 5G Open RAN, a technology that replaces proprietary branded hardware with cloud-based software. Because the system runs on standard commercial servers rather than specialized equipment, the cost of building out the network is plummeting while the speed of deployment increases. This software-defined approach allows new entries to scale networks across the islands without matching the legacy carriers' massive investments in physical tower hardware. The final layer of this strategy focuses on data. India's Tata Consultancy Services partnered with Now Corp to target the highest levels of institutional connectivity. Together, they are developing sovereign cloud technology and cyber defense systems designed for government agencies and large corporations. By utilizing clean network principles, they offer local data control and security, focusing on the specialized needs of state infrastructure rather than the general consumer market. This ensures that the country's most sensitive institutional data is managed through these international partnerships, creating a new layer of influence over the nation's digital sovereignty. This new infrastructure is now beginning to manifest in the physical world, starting in Makati. Here, Japanese heavyweights KDDI and Mitsubishi have formed an alliance with the Ayala Group and Globe Telecom to build a blueprint for urban digitalization. This partnership utilizes AI for traffic management, IoT sensors for retail tracking, and deep integration with the Gcash ecosystem to manage city services through data. For the district, this project serves as a pilot for how high-speed connectivity can change urban productivity and manage everything from mobility to energy. Looking across the entire archipelago, the shift triggered by these legislative reforms is now beginning to take a physical shape. The old legal barriers that limited the Philippine internet are gone. In their place, a specialized international network is being built from the seedbed up, providing a new foundation for the country's digital future.